So what Career ends up going for here, not a lot of range supports.
Corky Rakan?
Corky Jana? Reckless isn't playing with Smash today, so.
Yeah. Let's see what he ends up going for.
These graphs have gotten quite bizarre.
Yeah, this whole day has been, okay, well, Anivia, it's Career's turn. He's got a little smile. He's happy about it.
I still don't trust that this is real fully, so it wasn't in my list of approved range supports. As it looks like we are just going to see the Aurora to come through here for UCal.
A lot of prio either. Feels like a lot of our mid lanes generally go pretty even. As now we're gonna have Shiu pulled back. He's Renekton though. He's gonna pull out the Dominus and eventually just turn on to Rich and push him back.
Yeah, unfortunately for Rich, he did not get enough done there, so won't really win out on the free. Gets the ultimate out of Shiu. Here for UCal. He's down 20 CS and down almost 2 plates in the mid lane.
Oh, that was a nice stun into a wall, and Anzel just has to flash. So now you're a Bard with no heal, no flash. You got some healing back there. But he's just going to have to back away. LazyFeel flashing in and just dies. Not like this, LazyFeel.
That's a LazyFeel moment. That's the kind of plays that...
Yep, eventually just going to be a champion that actually does damage at some point. Showmaker going to get ulted here by Ondil, but Career is nearby, so Tipper's just thrown down. Showmaker not wanting to use his flash, but will have to at the very end.
Willer could potentially ult here. Showmaker needs to be careful without flash.
Oh, Shu's going to get slowed up, and the Q's going to hit, and all of a sudden, Shu in a bit of trouble. Has to go into the brush, does land the stun, and all of a sudden, the Renekton sits him down. And now we got LazyFeel nearly dying in the 1v1 as well. Rocket will do it, the flash.
Really hurting after that one. LazyFeel gets outplayed in the bottom lane. They are really trying to play the game, Valdez, and at least there's some gameplay more than last game as Lucid goes down.
It's a nice pick by Willer.
A really big Corky problem as this hits and then he misses the Q. That one right there. That's the difference maker, because he gets the stun off, gets the slice, dices back through, and Rich doesn't auto because he's like, I know I don't have enough damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the full shot.
Yeah.
As over here, you know, I mean, man, this is a rough day to be a QM fan, but gets hit by the Foss Bomb, and the barriers come through. Smash gets out while the barrier is up, and then flashes.
Besides that, I'm still a big threat.
It kind of reminds me of game 1.
Ondil did not get the memo. And he's going to throw out an ult here, so maybe that does help him. Willer here as well is going to connect onto Smash, who's in a lot of trouble. Flash on in, and that's a shutdown for Willer, who's not ready to go quietly in this game. Ondil does go down. So Lucid does finish off that kill, but now UCal is here.
UCal has his ult. Tibbers is going to keep him at bay, but he wants to play for this. Ult to flip.
Yep, there it is, and now Lucid, no vision, and...
But it's just these little small things. Is Ondil looking for another play?
Yeah, not going to land the stun, though. A Smash is... he's going to go into the Tempered Fate, so he does live. It's not the first time they've done that.
It seems like the coaching call was clear as, we're going in.
Yeah, they're going in on a Showmaker. He's actually in a decent amount of trouble. He does get his Tibbers off, though, and that's really all he has to do. Lucid getting really low, and he will survive, but down he goes to UCal. He does get stunned up by Showmaker. Showmaker extremely low, will get the double kill over to UCal. Meanwhile,
this time for sure.
This time for sure, as the Q is going to land, the shutdown does come through. Team DRX.
They're able to use the magical journey to get away there. So 2 kills to UCal. And then this was just kind of a misplay.
Yeah, he got pulled back under turret.
Just way too far forward. And Rich this time hits the important cues, and the pullback is real. It's kind of the UCal show in this one, I think, for how they're going to have to play this mid-game is a bit of a tempered fate.
And they're going to catch Career, who still has his egg. And LazyFeel is really playing with fire here. Or Frost, in this case. Ondil going over the wall. It's a nice magical journey.
Good angle to maximize distance.
The engage cone. And Ondil might have to flash this one, but he does land the stun, so he gets away. Showmaker gonna burn UCal's ult. UCal still going in for some more burst damage.
Now maybe a jungler could just avoid the fighting and go take an objective, but no, fighting all the time.
Yes. Must fight. It looks like they might do it again here as Willer just runs straight into a wall.
Does he go back in? That's the question.
Goes down to the egg. Nice burst there from UCal, and now Ridge is going to pull him over the wall and try to gain some distance here. Slice and Dice might just get him in, but Unstoppable gets him out.
They're still holding ult.
This is just non-stop fighting here. Another great ult from Willer. He does not miss those in this game. That should be another kill to Lucid. They're trying to give the kill over, and they will be successful. UCal picks that up.
Big clap here. And I don't... Valdez, this is definitely not a thinking man's game, as Rich does not have his ult this time.
It's a lot of damage under that turret. TP is...
UCal doesn't have ult yet, but he also has red buff. Maybe he could... Okay, he's just gonna walk away. This is wild. Smash!
Uh-oh, very close. Barrier to get away. Flash on in, and LazyFeel gets the kill.
Bottom side of the map, you know. We'll watch this first. Pops his ult, misses the arc again. Just has enough damage here. Flashes for the final auto.
Porque no spare.
He's like trying so hard to make plays and be a big factor in the game, you know.
Well, he's got a team to set him up.
Willer again finds Lucid, and down he goes.
Whatsoever, though, even though he was far away, they don't commit. Career, he gets him too.
Caught again. Goes to the egg, though, and this time the rest of DK is coming in. And they will get the Anivia, but this
Why didn't you just give it to LazyFeel?
Yeah, this time, Willer's not in the fight. So this is going to look a little bit differently, as Rich is going very deep to try to take out Showmaker, and so is UCal. Not sure about that call, especially with two here on the flank. UCal taking a ton of damage as well, and yeah, he gets the kill, but he goes down himself. And the frontline difference is big here. DK have Siu, who's just trying to lead the charge, but the stun comes in, but did get a bunch of gold over.
It's a 2 Drake lead. It's Chemtech Soldo, which would be pretty good for Cassante and for Ambessa. Honestly, kind of okay for Yunara, as she was going to take a lot of damage, but he's not alone.
Yeah. Pretty well baited here. I'm not sure if Rich has an out. He doesn't have his flash, and so eventually he just gets walled. So Cassante, you know, he's got Unstoppable. Okay, Temper Fate comes in, but there's still a TP here, and yeah, they just kind of got baited into this one. Like, everybody's abandoning ship. Andel's like, I'm getting out of here with the magical journey. Willer turned tail a long time ago.
If I get a Tempered Fate range, which is really far, and they don't Tempered Fate me, then we're okay. As Showmaker is going to be caught by Willer again, right? Right? Willer doesn't miss, right? Doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it. I liked the Proto Belt by Showmaker to dodge the binding, but
Tempered Fate and kill everyone else real fast while he's while he's in stasis. Maybe that's the way. Rich is not going to like
option. This. Yeah, Rich is not going to be in a very good spot, as we do have the Belt Bird online career. Yeah, Rich able to come back in, and Shiu just essentially zoned away.
Here we go, LazyFeel.
Oh, LazyFeel in a really rough spot, but he does have some backup. The knockup comes in onto Shiu, and that's going to be the Drake going over to KRX. Zonda will have to pay the price, but now over the wall goes Wheeler. He does not miss today, and LazyFeel's like, yeah, I'm flashing for this. I want that gold.
Smash couldn't get access to the fight. He couldn't do that much. It was completely split up.
Well, he will now if they elect to run straight at them. As yeah, it's you know, decent angle, but gotta be careful just running straight into the Anivia.
Making some Cassante copy pastas because Rich just kind of showed up and was around sort of, and that was enough.
Around sort of, good enough. And
Shu?
hide on bush, engage cone. Shu gets in on a lazy feel, a big Bard ult, but I don't know if it's gonna save him. The timing is good for DK. And Shu makes the play once again. Because he might go down here. He's gonna have to pay that price, but still trading up for the side of DK as Rich's gonna have to use everything to try to get out of this one. But he gets chilling smited.
If he gets out, I think it's kind of okay here.
Just used everything and doesn't have anything left in the tank. That's good because Anivia's on their team, right?
Yeah.
That's a good reference.
Yeah. Easter was fairly recent?
It's tomorrow.
Oh.
You're living in the future, man. Shu's dead. I mean, they're just going to start Baron because of that.
Well, I mean, both Solanians had TP, but this jungler doesn't, so Willer can't get here.
Willer doesn't have TP. Not yet. Not in this version of the game. I think they just take Baron. Although we are going to have Showmaker just die, and no, they don't have enough damage. As DK are not able to convert on the jungler being bot, and that should be Baron for KRX.
It makes sense because Easter was recently...
Recent tomorrow.
All right, Smash is going to get out with Valkyrie, so that's an ult for a basic ability.
But they're going in and find the bird. And Lucid not really able to peel all too much. Yucal is there and nearly takes the GA away.
Who has the big explosive damage? Who has warped every team fight? Hasn't been Smash. He's an 80 carry, mind you, but this hasn't been set up for success. As look at this, Yucal's just like, Showmaker, your health is gone.
Yeah, they are going to use a lot to try to get him. They do not. And Showmaker holds on to his Tibbers, so kind of an interesting angle here for DK potentially. Lazyfield taking a huge burst of damage. And now Dplus Kia are on the chase. Shu on the big flank through the river, but they're actually getting engaged on the left side. Rich essentially just trying to give his life away for the team, it looks like, as Shu's going to find the angle. Not able to taxi out is Rich just yet, but now gets over to Ondil. And there's the magical journey to get them all out.
Crazy they escaped there. And now they're waiting for Lucid.
Yeah, he's going to get stunned up. He has GA, though. Waiting for that one. Shu once again on the flank. He's like, uh-oh.
Willer's also like, I'm level 18 as well. And Carrera's like, you stop right there.
How the Anivia works, this keeps happening where he's like, no, he can't wall me from there. Yes, he can.
Willer's over here.
And now Career, he does have flash. He's not going to use it. And look at the damage from the core cam, and you have to respect this. The double stun. Showmaker finally does something. They're going to get the Bard. They find Lazy Feel as well. And Yucal finally turns up, but is it too late is the question. Gets stunned by the Anivia and just has to run away. The rest of the team is already dead. It's too little and too late.
Yucal's trying to convince him the Easter Bunny is real.
Career.
Just crumbles.
We never did. And Yucal, he is going to hop backwards, but eventually has to play into Anivia. Goes golden. And that's going to be the end of that. Looks like Dplus Kia finally done enough to end this game. Maybe I thought we were going to have 3 games, but it wasn't meant to be. 37 minutes in against Chemtixel. And Dplus Kia are still able to take them down 2-0 tonight.